it's me, Rachel. In today's video, I am doing a review of the Ulta Everyday Faves Eyeshadow Palette, and this is like basically a nude palette, and I'm going to do a review and a tutorial in one, and here's what it looks like. It reminds me very much of a Milani palette, which ironically enough I don't have close by, but there are a total of 12 shades. Wait, it's 12. Yeah. And I've used this several times and I've been very pleased with the results, and it's a great everyday palette. Super what was the word? Super easy to work with. It's a great everyday neutrals palette. You could definitely use this palette up if this is your only palette that you're using. This is a Ulta Beauty eyeshadow palette, and it is $20 for this palette, which I think is actually pretty reasonable considering like Stila palettes that are this size are like $35. So I mean, that's actually quite good. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my foundation. This is the Milani. There will be a review on this too, but I'm just really trying to get my thoughts on it. I'm using a just moisturizer and no primer today. So this is the Milani I can't talk. Milani hydrating skin tint glow, and this has no SPF if that's what you like, but it has coconut water and electrolytes in it. But that's what it looks like. It's really good, like if you want a skin tint with no moisturizer because you already have a moisturizer that you like, you don't want too much moisturizer, not moisturizer, SPF. If you already have an SPF that you like, that you don't need any extra or whatever, or you're looking for one that doesn't have an SPF, this one does not, which actually is kind of a rarity. A lot of them come with an SPF nowadays. So, and SPFs can kind of make products oxidize a little bit more, like they can be more prone to that. So I am just using this with a brush. I like using a brush most of the time. You'll hardly ever see me use a sponge. So I like this. It's got a foundation, more of a foundation feel, like a kind of thicker foundation. You see me put it on my face and it didn't even move. I feel like the shade that I got is a little bit yellow for me. So I'm just trying to blend it as much as I can, but we're just gonna leave it with the way it is. And since I've already used this palette, it doesn't have a lot of fallout, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my under eye concealing right now just to be quicker. And I do a little bit more concealing with this product because it is lightweight, but at the same time you can control your concealer coverage as well, just depending on what you buy. So I'm using the e.l.f. pointed foundation brush. I've been using this a lot lately. I usually use the e.l.f. concealer brush, but I absolutely love this brush for concealer because it just kind of gets everywhere. It's like, and it's not like, it's pretty thick. So this is the brush that I used for ear itches. This is the Real Techniques buffing brush, and here is the pointed foundation brush. So I mean, it's actually pretty good size brush, but it's not too big either for that eye area. So if you haven't grabbed it, go ahead. It's a pretty good brush, and since it's e.l.f., it's rather inexpensive. I think this brush is $3. If I am not mistaken. And I pat it in just like you would with a sponge, but also I just honestly feel like if you, like, here's my opinion of all sponges. If you like have like acne prone skin, don't use a sponge. No, I know everyone says that they are like, they can be cleaned and everything, but in reality they're still a sponge. they still have sponge qualities, and they're going to harbor bacteria. And I know that people use them far too longer than they should, and it's fine, everybody kind of admits that, but at the same time, you really just kind of want to be your own, you know, take care of your own self. So and that is okay. Now I'm going to set it with my e.l.f. setting powder. Well, it's really called a finishing powder, but I'm going to use that today. Actually one of my favorites. It's really lightweight powder. I wouldn't say it gives you coverage, but it's really good at setting and making everything kind of just stay in place. And I've already used quite a bit of it. I've showed this in almost every single video, but I'm using 3 different powders and trying to use them up, and every single one has more pan than the other. Like, so the one that I'm basically done with and gonna throw out soon is the Too Faced chocolate powder, the cocoa powder foundation. I mean, you can already see that. And then I have the It Cosmetics one, which is almost out the door too, but I have a backup of this, and so, because this is actually a really good powder. It actually has coverage, and so if you were using it on a day like this, you would have like double. Let's take some on our neck. We just gotta bronze our neck up a bit. Just bronze it up. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to our eyes because, and I'm just gonna throw in some Milani Stay Put Brow Sculpting Gel. This is just a tinted brow gel, and that's all I'm doing for my brows because I really need to wax them. And I'm gonna do a video on that, the new way I wax, and then I will link my old video, which is still a good way to go if you're not ready to purchase this stuff. The stuff that I have I didn't purchase it, but either way I would have. In the same sense, I was getting ready to, but my friend just gave the stuff to me. So yes, a brow tutorial is coming. So let's go ahead and just start with go on with the eyes. I'm just gonna prime with, I have Milani eye primer. I'm using the 3 different ones I have 4, unfortunately. I have Milani eye primer, I have Pretty Vulgar eye primer, I have most of them, let's see, most of them came in a BoxyCharm, so like, well, only one of them. Anyways, I'm trying to use up the ones that I have. I really don't like to have, so like, I guess I'm trying to curate my collection and not have so many things that are basically do the exact same thing and you can't really change them up at all. And like an eye primer, I don't really know how one can be better than the other because I absolutely love the e.l.f. like $1 eye primer. I guess it's $2 now, but either way, I really love that eye primer. That's super great for me. So there's that. I'm going to take the lightest shade in here. These don't have names, which is fine with me. I don't really care for that. Like, it doesn't like make or break a palette for me. Because half the time I can't pronounce the names in it anyway, because they're so fancy or extra. So I'm just taking that and I'm literally just setting the lid with it, because I find that works very well for me. And I'm going to take this brush. This is an e.l.f. Brush. And I'm going to take this shade right here. It's kind of a chocolatey brown. And I'm going to I'm malfunctioning. I'm going to just basically focus it just here on the outer corner. I'm going to kind of bring it close to the eyelid. Not the eyelash, not the eyelid. It's literally 6:30 in the morning and I don't normally film at this time, but I figured this is actually a good time to film, especially if I'm going somewhere. And my son just woke up, so he's literally just, and the other one's still sleeping, and so It's just kind of like, I feel like I pulled an Emily Noel and just filmed really early in the morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock, a little bit before that, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. And I'm literally just focusing this on the lash line and the outer corner to make that area real smoky. I'm gonna make a brown smoky eye today. This palette. I feel like a lot of people sleep on like the store brands, and I know Sephora brand, people kind of buy that a little bit more, but Ulta brand is cruelty free, so go with that. Alright, so there is that brown shade, real smoked out, real kind of sultry, if you will. And I'm going to take a liner brush. This is just like a flat liner brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here. It's like kind of a reddish brown. And I'm going to line the lash line with this, but kind of make it thicker, almost overlapping that other shade. These shadows are so incredibly intense. Okay, now I'm going to take a brush like this. It's like an angled brush, and I'm going to use the tip and go over the top of that to smoke it out. And the reason I use this brush is because it's basically just like a little bit of brush that I'm using, and it's really light, so it's not going to move the product very much, if you know what I mean. Alright, so now I'm going to take a bigger crease brush and take this grayish tone shade and place that and move that into just the crease. I actually bought this palette just kind of like, hey, you know, I'll try it, what can it hurt kind of situation, and it was online, and now I'm super in love with it. And I feel like more people need to try Ulta brand. I used to try their single shadows, and I super still love single shadows, and I feel like that's gonna come back, like, literally, because they really do make a difference. Because like here in my makeup thing, I have like a bunch of single shadows. Some of them are not cruelty free and or not made anymore, but I have hit significant pan on them, and they're all just like single shadows that I like to pull from every, you know, it's like a staple shadow to me. So alright, now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the brow area, just because I am basically done, and I need to start doing that again. I probably say this in most tutorials, but I used to set the brow area, basically bake it before I started to do anything, and then dust it off, because I do not like, and I have a prominent brow, which is kind of funny. You'd think I would not want it to be there, but I like there to be space. And some people might, you know, but that, you know, it is my face structure that I want to make look pleasing to my eye. So that's that. Might have been a tangent. So now I'm going to take this Frank and Henry liquid eyeliner and apply that, and I'll be right back, and I'm going to put my mascara on. Alright, there is the eye look with the Ulta Everyday Faves, and I will link this down below. And basically I feel like this is actually a wonderful palette, and I think you should check it out, or basically don't sleep on the Ulta Beauty brand. It's actually pretty good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and a duo fiber brush and just kind of bronze my face up. I like to use a duo fiber brush because you can't really get too much product with a duo fiber brush. Alright, and for blush, I'm going to use this blush. I can't remember what I'm trying to say. This blush, this is in my project pan. That's coming. I keep saying it's coming, and it's not a hard video to film. It's actually rather easy, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But it will come, and I have major thoughts that I'm just kind of storing in my thought pockets. In my thought tote. I don't really know what I want to say. Thought tote in my brain. Alright, for setting spray, I'm just going to use the Milani and let it make it last. Ooh. I forgot how powerful that is. It's not bad, but it's just powerful. I'll use this Makeup Geek gloss. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I just picked it. And it's definitely a gloss, but it's a long-lasting gloss, so it has a bit of a stick. But it's not like a bad stick. It's like a, I don't know. If you don't like stick at all, you wouldn't like it. But I like a little bit. No, not sticky. I lied. It sticks to your lips, but doesn't make your lips stick together. There's that information that you needed to know about that. Yay, about that. Alright, so that is the end of this video. This is the Ulta Beauty Everyday Faves eyeshadow palette, and I wanted to do a review on it at 6 o'clock in the morning because now I'm ready for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to check this palette out. Link will be in the description box. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.